Hello everyone and welcome to another episode of the McGonigal Boxing Podcast. Let's get straight down to it, shall we? So, a big night of boxing last night. Yafai loses, big shocker, loses the European and World titles. He's going to have to rebuild, of course. He's still young enough. Is he hungry enough? How damaging was that loss? We don't know. But obviously the main event, Buatsi dazn, was a devastating knockout by Buatsi. Moves to 14-0 with 12 KOs. Now, he's a talent, isn't he, Buatsi? And what I like, there's a good analysis made by another good boxing podcast saying that Buatsi's like Pacquiao, a real gentleman, a class act outside the ring, scholar, educated, obviously. I believe he's got a master's degree, Buatsi, very intelligent man, Olympian. Great role model, but when he gets inside that ring, he turns into a killer, doesn't he? A beast. You can see his eye lights up and he just comes for you. He's a hunter. He doesn't take a backward step. I like Buatsi a lot. I think he's a really exciting fighter, talent, and I think he can go far. I think he's got good punch power. He's got lovely speed. And unlike Canelo, people go on about Canelo. Yes, his resume is beautiful, but I've always said, and, you know, people were saying midway through the Canelo fight, Billy Joe was exposing him at times, and his footwork doesn't match his hand speed. It's going to take a great fighter to beat him, but he's beatable. Buatsi's footwork and hand speed match. They're sublime. He's a very good fighter. The only thing that worries me, the first two rounds, he looked sublime. And then what happened is he floored dazn, who, let's be honest, was very average, very passive, tentative, completely out of his depth, threw jabs, you know, like he didn't want to get hurt. He didn't throw them with intentions like Buatsi to set anything up. But Buatsi had him hurt, and then he kind of got a bit over anxious, didn't he? Got a little bit overexcited, lost his shape, and something bizarre happened. Dazn, almost fearing for his life like a deer in headlights, just started throwing crap to the wall, didn't he? Started throwing out of nowhere random big wide hooks, especially on his left hook. And there's one or two uncomfortable moments. You thought, Christ, if he catches Buatsi with this. And Buatsi lost his shape a little bit. His head got a little bit stuck and high. And he got hit. He got hit with an uppercut and he got hit with a hook. Now, thank goodness, dazn was, you know, C- level at best, wasn't he? But if that's an elite boxer at that division, a Bivol, then it's, you know, a bird to be of. Then it's a different ball game. So he needs to keep his shape. And to be fair, he did. In the round 4, he brought it back, kept his shape. Set the knockout punch up beautifully. So left hand jab, left hand to the body jab, got dazn's attention, guarding the body, then bang, overhand right. Very much like Canelo did with Kirkland all them years ago. Disguise, bang. And that's what he needs to do. Rather than rushing in like he did a little bit in round 3, thinking he's just going to storm this guy, set it up. Whenever he set it up behind the jab, he's got a beautiful left jab, Buatsi, stinging jab. Not like dazn's fearful flicking jab, but a real crunching jab. Then he looks a different gravy because he's got beautiful right hand when the opponents don't see it coming. And he can really punch. He's a really exciting fighter. And I think with Virgil Hunter he's going to get better. I think his defence is going to get better because at the moment he can get hit. But normally he's most vulnerable, ironically, when he's got someone else hurt, like I said in round 3 last night. But dazn was completely out of his league, really. And in many ways, bizarrely to say, Yafai losing last night worked out well for Eddie Hearn. Because before this card took place, a lot of people were saying that, you know, this is a dumbed down card. This is Eddie Hearn saying goodbye to Sky Sports. He's saving his best fights for dazn. So with that big shock, it kind of, Hearn can turn around and go, we see, I did put on 50-50 fights. I don't put on, you know, uneven fights because, let's have it right, on paper it was a weak card. I mean, Buatsi dominated his opponent. Yafai looked to dominate his opponent, but ultimately the Jason Cunningham fight turned out to be a big shocker because now Yafai has now moved to 18-1. Cunningham, let's be honest, was a sort of journeyman before this fight, is now European champion and in the top 10 in world ranking bodies. So Hearn's sort of smiling like a Cheshire cat right now, justifying his card, and Sky Sports are probably happy. He's probably got away with that because he was dumbing down in my eyes. This was a weak card, and he's got away with it. And a clinical Buatsi knockout has saved his value, saved his face, so to speak. But I can't imagine Adam Smith being too thrilled with that card, seeing it before it unfolded. But then it unfolded the way it did. It's almost like you break even to save face. But it's no secret that Hearn's obviously going to dazn, but he's got to do better. His last card has to be better. I'm hoping it'll be better because it wasn't great last night. But trust me, Buatsi is a great talent. He could go far. He's just got, slowly but surely, needs to be more active now. Needs to make sure he doesn't rush his work when he gets someone hurt. And the world's his oyster. I can see him taking over the light heavyweight division in 2 years' time. But slowly but surely, progress with Hunter, who's a brilliant trainer. He'll get his defence a bit shored up, get the head moving a bit more, and he'll get that jab really popping at all times. It's exciting times for Joshuabuatsi. Let's go, champ.